And we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bigfoot Odyssey's Researchers Reports. We have a great show for you tonight. I'm Kerry Daniela. With me, as always, producer and co-host of the report, Miss Daniela Aiello. How are you, dear?
I'm good, thank you.
So good to see you.
And you?
And our guest for this evening, coming to us all the way from Fort Worth, Texas. He is the creator and host of Rooted Expeditions, Mr. Zack Silva. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Great, man. Good to have you on.
Well, it's good to be. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Before we get started, remind everybody, please kind of keep it chill in the chat for us. Y'all be nice to each other. We appreciate that. We do have the best moderators on YouTube. I haven't said that in a while, but it is true. All right. We got, before we get started with Zack, just let everybody know, got the new channel, The Shutter. You guys need to check it out. There'll be a link in the description. This time I forgot to do it last time. Just put out 5 new short Bigfoot stories today. I think there's 7 or 8 videos up there for you guys to check out. It's just narrations. You know, I was doing the story time on Bigfoot Odyssey, and I just kicked it over to another channel so I can do all different kind of stories rather than just Bigfoot stuff. Those kind of, to me, get kind of stale after a while. But if you throw some ghost and dogman and rake and werewolf and stuff like that in, yeah, and they're all accounts. So it's either something someone sent me or someone told me or something I got from an online forum. So they're all purportedly true. Well, all right, let's get to our guest, Zack. Now, I checked out your channel of what you and your wife are doing. Why don't you just kind of give us a little summary, who you are and what you're doing with the channel.
Well, so I just started the channel probably about 5-6 weeks ago. Kind of started it when this whole virus thing kind of started taking place. Kind of my work slowed down and I had to figure out something to do. And for about 2-3 years now, I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel. So I had no more excuses, you know, so I figured I would go ahead and try to start a YouTube channel. And I love exploring. I love seeing historical places and learning about history, about what happened and trying to be a part of that. And it's just really cool. So I started the channel and I just kind of started doing things locally and just abandoned places is my niche, is what I like to do.
Right.
The older, the better.
Well, I liked it because it was kind of, like I said before, it's kind of in the same vein of what we started doing here with Bigfoot Odyssey, which we are going to get back to doing, by the way. The coronavirus stuff has to get past us and we'll get back to doing the actual Odysseys and not so many live shows. But yeah, to me, it was kind of in that same vein. So I was interested in it and I watched it. And I mean, for your putting out your first few videos is really some pretty interesting stuff there. And we'll put a link to Zack's show, to Zack's channel up in the description also. If you want to go now, it's Rooted Expeditions. He's got it up there for his name.
It's in the description now. Everything is.
Okay. Daniela, on it.
I'm on it.
You're on it. So, getting a few piled in here. So, what made you decide to just do this? I mean, are you just going to do this? Do you plan on getting into other areas of this or not?
I'm kind of seeing where it just kind of takes off right now. I'd really like to pursue this and just explore not just local areas, but kind of branch out and, you know, start traveling the nation and see just cool, unexplored, abandoned places. And hopefully maybe that will take off and go overseas and do that as well. Just to kind of really just see where it's just gonna take off. And I kind of want to be diverse in a few things to, you know, so it's not all in just abandoned place, you know, maybe do videos on something maybe that happened that impacted, you know, the nation or the country, and maybe do a documentary on that.
Right.
You know, it's just we're just gonna have to find out and see.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. But I mean, you're out there doing it, And that's what anybody needs to do. You know, if you have an idea, something you want to do, go do it. Make the time to go do it. It's I've been wanting to do something for a long time. You know, my brother actually came up with the idea to interview people that had Bigfoot encounters back in 2008. And he just kind of said it. He thought it would be cool if someone went in and interviewed people, you know. And then of course Linda talked me into becoming a Bigfoot researcher, but that's enough about me. So what this last video you just put out, what was it? It was I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
It was a abandoned town. Well, it's said to be an abandoned town. I mean, there's a population of 25 people still left from the early 1900s. And it just, you know, there's only like 3 buildings left. And it was just pretty interesting. I mean, it was right off the highway. I think it was 67, I believe. Highway 67. It was just out in the middle of nowhere. I don't think there was another town for like 30, 50 miles each way. And, you know, there's an abandoned gas station out there from probably, I don't know, 60, 70. And you know, an old cemetery, and a little old rundown church that was just recently painted, it looked like. But it was pretty interesting, just seeing that small little town. When I was reading about it, they made it seem like it was a lot bigger and it had a little bit more buildings there. But, you know, we explored, we drove around, but there wasn't really much to explore there, except for everything was all compacted in one little spot there. So it was pretty cool. Small little town there. That's really not, I don't even think it's on some of the maps, according to what they were, when I was reading it. It wasn't even on some of the maps. I actually had to get the coordinates.
Wow. So what is your process in finding these places? I mean, what do you do? You just look them up online? Do you have a process?
Yeah, I look them online. Sometimes I'll get some of the viewers. They'll shout out some places for me to go look, which is really helpful. But internet and just a lot of research and forum and just talking to people and trying to find these secluded places.
Now, I know you dig the cryptid stuff. I know you like the creepy stories. Do you think you'll get into anything like that? If you find a place that's haunted, do you think you'll tell that story?
You know, I don't mind going to the haunted places. And actually, matter of fact, I kind of want to do a video later on about this situation. I used to ghost hunt about 10 years ago, and I had a lot of things happen to me, and it kind of deterred me from doing it. You know, like the house is lifting up with me in it, cracking down the half, or the whole house cracked in half.
Whoa. Start from the beginning. Tell us this whole story here.
Well, I was we're gonna have to wait a little bit. I just stuff like that kind of deterred me from trying to mess with that stuff.
You don't have to tell us what happened, man. I'm just, I just think it'd be a cool story there.
Well, I'll just tell a little story. So I was inside the house, and months and months, and I was having a lot of weird stuff happening. Lights turning on and off by themselves, so you can see the light switch turn on and off, and radios would turn on, TV would turn on, doors would shut. You'd hear moans and groans, and then one day the house lifted up and it cracked in half, and it just it kind of gets a little scary, but but the thing is I was messing with things I probably shouldn't have been messing with, which led to that, and that's why I kind of stopped doing that and just really wanted to focus on just the exploring part. And some of the places that we've been to, they're said to be really, really haunted. I mean, the Goatman's Bridge, supposedly the video I did on Goatman's Bridge, that one was supposed to be severely haunted. And we went in the woods and we got lost, and we got turned around there for a little bit, and it was creepy. There was dolls everywhere, and it was pretty creepy. So, but I try not to pay too much attention and trying to video that stuff, and just kind of take it a different view and a different route and just exploring.
Your internet's just a little bad there, Zach. You're breaking up a little bit every now and then, and you're getting kind of fuzzy there. I don't know if you got anything else going at the same time. You were good. It just kind of went.
Let's see here. Is that better?
Yeah, it kind of got better there for a minute. It's just really hazy. We can still hear you, and you just break up every now and then.
Okay.
But it's not that bad. We have a oh, go ahead, Daniela.
I was going to say, could you kind of say, give yourself some sort of protection in that when you're going into these places? Do you cover yourself with anything?
Yeah, I actually got my my anointing oil here. Put my anointing oil on. I do pray, especially if it gets really bad. Like the Goatman's Bridge, I had to turn the camera off, I don't know, 3 or 4 times just to pray. That was just in the woods. That wasn't even on the actual bridge part. But it sometimes I have to pray. Or whoever's with me, we'll pray together. We'll just stop immediately. Sometimes we'll even do one bridge. We actually just did a Bible study on there, and just to kind of ease things over a little bit. But yeah, I mean, some of these places you have to go in protected, or it's something that can happen.
So have you come across anything sort of untoward when you've been in these places? I know you're not just in a ghost or creepy sense, but physically, have you seen anything that you wish you hadn't have seen?
Not on this channel, no. Okay. No, I have not experienced anything really yet. Let's see. No, I'd say, actually, yeah, I will take that back. I haven't seen anything, but I really felt it. I think it was part 1 of the power plant video that I did. I just was driving around and I seen this big, huge abandoned building downtown. And so I went to go explore it. And as soon as I went in there, the gate shut on me. I mean, I opened this big, huge metal gate just to get into the place. And this thing isn't like you just open it and it closes on its own. You really gotta open it, and you really gotta close it. And I just walked in there. I think I was probably in there for about 5 minutes, and the gate just slammed shut, like somebody just slammed it. So that was pretty creepy. So I was like, well, hey, maybe that was the wind, whatever. Trying to ignore it. So I kept on going in, and it just felt like I was getting blocked in every room I was going in. And it just felt like a real heavy force was keeping me from entering a room. And the room seemed darker, because the second time I went out there, the rooms were a lot lighter, and I went out there the same time of the day. So it wasn't that, I think it was maybe a few days later. I went out there same time. It's like the rooms were lighter, but I did pray. I mean, I went in protected. I didn't go in protected before, and that could have been why. It did get kind of spooky in there.
Well, I know you're strong in the faith, and you used to do ghost hunting, right?
Yes, before I was saved. Yes.
Do you want to kind of tell us what that whole transition there? Did you go through some stuff? What happened there to get you away from it?
I ended up getting possessed.
Really?
I ended up seeing demons. They were stalking me. I mean, and it wasn't just me seeing it, and it was other people seeing it as well. I mean, people, from all ages were seeing this. I was like, look, I had to show people. I was like, look at this, look. I've seen things, move on their own, thrown on their own. Like I said, the house lifted up a little bit on me and then just cracked down the half. It's just, you hear wings flying around you all the time. And like I said, I wasn't the only one experiencing it. The people that are around me, they would experience these things. And
was it in a particular place?
It was a little bit of everywhere. I remember one time I went to the famous Baker's Hotel a long time ago. And after I left there, I started having things happening to me. I had, I'd start seeing silhouettes of a person. And one time I thought it was my buddy. I ran outside to go, hey, what are you walking around the window for? And there was no one there. And then my buddy comes up behind me. Hey, what are you doing? I was like, man, I was looking for you. So it gets pretty intense. And, then I had somebody pray over me one time. They did this little egg ritual thing. And she just couldn't pray. She says, I couldn't even pray over you. She says, I couldn't remember what to pray or how to pray, you know, and the egg that she put all over the body. I don't know if you know that or something they do. And it ended up turning black. And
Wow.
it just carried on from there. And it just got more and more and more. And, you know, you'd hear footsteps come up, you know, in a house that, you know, I'm by myself. You hear the footsteps on the tile, and you think it's somebody in the house. And you're like, hey, what's going on? There ain't nobody there. And it's just stuff like that. You know, I've really experienced some things, and you know, so I had invited people around so that wouldn't think I was crazy, because you know, you go tell most people this, and they go, you're just crazy for, you know, happen. That's all in your head. And when I started having people experience it for themselves and seeing it for themselves, they just couldn't they're just like, oh, that's just weird. That's I can't explain that.
Wow. Do you have anything else going at the same time on the internet, Zach? You skipped out on me just for another second there.
I don't think I have anything else going on right now.
Could just be a bad connection. I don't know. I don't know if your wife was there and she was on the internet, or you're watching TV on the internet. It does it here. Ours is so bad. Every time I do a show, Linda can't watch TV. So it is what it is. We have the Amazon Fire Stick, which I would recommend to anybody. But yeah, you know, I was talking to a guy about 2 or 3 months ago. I actually told his story on the Shutter, where he was a ghost hunter, and now he's more into the cryptid and Bigfoot stuff. But he had something attached to him. Was all kind of bad stuff was just happening to him after he had gone to this place. It was a friend of his that told him that this house was just full of evil spirits, you know, like demons or whatever. Well, he gets his team and they go there and they stay there all night and don't get anything. I mean, nothing. Like first time, he said, Kerry's first time I went there, we didn't get a peep, nothing. So we were like, there's nothing here. Well, the very next day, all this bad stuff starts happening to him, you know, and he ends up like 2 or 3 days later, he's got 9 stitches in his head, his arms all bandaged up, standing in the sink, washing dishes, and just hears this hiss right in his ear, just like loud. In the glass, he said the glass he was holding broke. Runs to the bathroom, turns on the light, and something knocks on the mirror 3 times. Tap, tap, tap. So he got out, grabbed his Bible, ran out of there, and, you know, said the Lord's Prayer and was good for like 3 days. And then woke up at 3 o'clock one morning with this thing standing at the foot of his bed. And it hissed at him again. And he said he just laid there until the sun came up, went and got a priest and got blessed, and everything's been good since. But I mean, that happens to these people, these ghost hunters that go and they don't protect themselves. You know, it may sound strange or even ridiculous to some people that you would have to do that. But I mean, there are spirits out there. There are these entities, some things that were never living, that want to do nothing but harm to you. And if you open that door, you let them in, they'll attach themselves to you. And I'm guessing that's what happened to you. Now, you think that it was, sorry to harp on this one thing, man. We got another 42 minutes to fill here. I was trying to fill up some time. something fairly interesting that our viewers would like. So do you think it was a demon? Do you think you had a demon?
Oh yeah. It was a demon, for sure. And I've seen a lot of demons also try to portray to be lost ones as well. And, you know, and not just me experiencing, close people to me, they've experienced that, and then later find out that it wasn't a lost person. It was really a demon playing and trying to manipulate them to make them think so that they could play and get more involved. I noticed the more involved you get, the more active it becomes. I mean, that's just something I learned, and it's cool. I mean, I thought it was cool. You know, it's not cool to me now. I mean, right. I know it exists, and sometimes I just don't want to be a part of it, because when you're a part of that, I mean, it grabs you and it's not going to let go. And I've had scratches, you know, it's It gets real. I mean, this stuff is real, and you can't explain. It's the weirdest thing when you sit there and you see something being lifted up, and you're just like, "Where's the green screen?" You know, but you're there. You don't. There's no green
Right.
screen.
No, I would freak out. I don't know how anybody even attempts to do that. But what I heard was they're not going to show themselves to you until they got you. So, you know, it's kind of like the thing with, you know, the greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, and I can imagine it being the same way with these demons. If they reveal themselves to be evil, then obviously you're going to take steps to take care of it. But if they come to you with something, you know, not, you know, nefarious, but benevolent, and then once they got you, they turn on you and that's it. And just, I guess, drive you crazy. I don't know. I couldn't imagine experiencing anything like that. There's a spirit in this house. I see it all the time. Linda talks to it. She says it's a her. I don't know. But I see the thing cross by the hall all the time. Saw it last night. Just really quick. Black, dark shadow went right across the hall. And I'm the only one there. You know, Linda's in the back. So it's here. And I don't know why anybody would want to stay here.
But you don't have any problem with it, though. There's no bad energy. There's no.
I've never, no. It doesn't bother me. I can't let it bother me. Of course, I mean, I'm not necessarily fearful of things like that. I never really have been, you know, like terrified of ghosts and spirits and stuff. I don't talk to it. I mean, I'm sure if it's here and it's listening, it can hear me now. Linda talks to it. I say it, her. Linda talks to her. She says it's an old lady, one that used to live here. Yes, she still thinks it's her house, but I don't acknowledge that it's even here, other than what I'm telling you right now. And then if it's here, it can hear me.
But we've got Philip in. I was wondering if he's got his headphones on, or if him and his wife are listening tonight.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that comment.
Yeah.
What's that?
He's probably going to let us know.
Philip Soares, he made a comment that about the show. I can't. What was it exactly?
He says that it's always a pleasure to wait up to listen and watch you guys. Even my wife is used to it now. I grab the headphones and she's like, "Oh, it's Bigfoot time."
That's right.
That's awesome.
And we haven't mentioned one word about Bigfoot yet. What do you think about the cryptid stuff there, Zach?
I really like it. I really like it. It's very interesting, and you know it's real. And
yeah, that was the main thing. Is how do you feel about it? I mean, you believe Bigfoot and all this.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I can't say I believe Dogman is real. I just hope they're not. You know, that's just me.
There's no telling what I mean. There's no telling. I mean, what's out there. I mean, all these cases of Bigfoot and it's obvious.
Bigfoot's real,
100%. Yeah, and it's obvious, and it's like, what else is out there? I mean, there's anything can be possible. I mean, if I could see a chair be thrown across the room, no one doing it. Yeah, I mean, anything is possible, I think. And just listening to your story, Kerry, I mean, it chilled me to the bone. I mean, just hearing that the way you described it as he was just on that tree. I mean, it just. I mean,
yeah, they're real, absolutely. And I probably would have felt like anybody else that never looked into it before then. You know, I had to have that experience for me to feel the way that I do about them right now, which is not very good, really. I don't care that much about them. Somebody said I had to respect them, so I guess I will respect their right to live. But that's just about all.
Yeah,
I will have anything to do with them, and try to tell everybody that they are out there and they do exist in the best way I possibly know how. So,
well, I give you.
Any plans on maybe incorporating a little bit of that into your show? Some of these places you go, maybe if there's a story of a cryptid in there, you're going to tell all that stuff?
Oh, I'd love to. If I run across one, I'd love to do that. And I think that would be, I was actually thinking about that today. I was thinking about doing one, and if it happens, it happens. And I'd love to do one, be out there in the woods and just explore it. You know, it's got some history behind it. oh, that would be, I think that would be a good video and a good one to explain the history side of it as well and expose it. I think it'd be great.
Man, I gotta tell you this. You're a little bit matrixy, like digitized because of the internet. And right there to the right of your head, it looks like a face on the wall. It does. Yeah. You move your head to the right just a little bit. Yeah. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. And when it gets digitized, it looks even more like a face. It's a cross, is what it is.
Yeah.
But when it gets digitized, it goes away and it looks like a weird looking pareidolia face, is what it is. That's all it is. It's me. Now, see, you've got my mind on all this ghost stuff. I'm going to be saging the house by the time this is all over.
Well, I will say, I mean, kind of like how how you felt with the going into the woods is kind of how I felt with just messing with that stuff. I mean, and a lot of stuff happened when I gave up, the old me and turned my life to Christ. That one stuff, for the first 3 months, I started experiencing things that I did when I was doing, witchcraft. I mean, I was doing witchcraft before all that, and willingly and unwillingly. And it ended up being, it was actually cooler to be on the other side and seeing it from a different view, but it was still pretty creepy. It's just something you can't, I mean, I don't know. It's something you don't ever get used to or what.
Our son Hunter reads these books about witches and witchcraft and all. He's 15, or is he 16? Yeah, he's 16. Just turned 16 in March. And yeah, so he's reading all these books, and I told him, "You cast no spells in the house.
Yeah,
don't have none of that. Go, messing with that side of it." I know it can be a good thing, I suppose. I don't know that much about it. I don't want to tell the kid. I don't want to force him in any direction. But I don't want him. He's a good kid. He's not going to do anything stupid or dangerous or evil or terrible or anything like that. But he's interested in it, and I don't know how much I should be concerned about it.
We can wish for good things, can't you? You can make spells for good things with good intent, with good intention, as like pagans would, It's
like praying, I suppose. Any positive affirmation is a good thing, as long as it's a positive energy. A positive affirmation, absolutely.
I'm big on positivity. Because sometimes that negativity really it drains me out. I mean, I was a negative person for so long, and now I just try to be positive about every little situation, even if it is a negative situation. So, yeah, I agree with you.
There's something that drew me to what you were doing, aside from, with it being kind of in the same vein of what we started doing here. When, it was I think you had just made a comment on one of our shows, and I went and I checked out your channel, and I saw you had, a few subscribers and you had videos up. So I went to them, and I think it was the old graveyard one. And it was just something about it that that's why I asked you to come on here, and I contacted you. And I mean, ask Daniela. I don't contact a lot of people. I don't watch a lot of people's stuff. Daniela usually does all this. I don't mess with any of it. I just come on here and talk. So for me to do that, there was something about it, and there is a positivity to it. And your wife, her name's Kerry, right?
Yeah.
Spelled the same way?
No, it's with a C.
Okay. I know. I have a girl's name. It's my middle name though. Kerry's my middle name. They always called me by my middle name. I don't know why. My two older brothers are Kyle and Kevin. So I guess that's why they always called me Kerry and not by my first name. But yeah, I had gotten a few fights over that in my life. Absolutely. But you do this with your wife, and it's an awesome thing. I do Big Foot Odyssey with Linda. She doesn't do the live show with me because she doesn't want to, mostly, but she doesn't have time. Working, being a nurse, and she loves she loves doing it when we do it, but she can't stay for the full hour, so she don't even start. whenever she is home. But it was a good thing for us that it was she and I together, because there's just something about having that couple and establishing a trust with people, you know, and letting them know a little bit about who you are, because that's what it's about. You want people to trust you that what you're doing is straight up, it's honest, and you're putting out something that's going to be entertaining or informative. And I think, you know, having both of you there together, your internet came back. Good deal. Having both of you there together is a good thing. So that's a one. If I could give you any advice right now, it would be to incorporate your wife in there a little bit more, or as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, she's real. She's an amazing woman, but she's really camera shy. So I've been trying to push her to get into front of the video, but she is behind the scenes in almost actually every video. She's behind the scenes, and you know, and that helps just as much as being, you know, in the film. To me, that's how I feel. But yeah, I'm trying to get her. You should see her more and more in the videos to come, especially these next. Well, this one I just posted, Abandoned Town, and she's in that one. And then this next one I just will be posting this Friday. She's in that one as well, and it's just real fun to have her, you know, get involved and be actually, you know, on film. So it's great.
Yeah, and that's right. It is something fun you guys can do together. You get out of the house when you can, you know, when we're not pinned down by coronavirus, and you can get out of the house. It's a good thing. Now we have a question. There it is from Brandon. Do you believe Bigfoot takes credit for the cryptids that could live in the bush as well? If Bigfoot can survive and evolve, what else survive and evolve? Apes are in storage in Stone Age at the moment. Oh, I guess, Brandon, you're gonna have to do better than that, buddy. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah. And you know, that one kind of stumps me because I really don't know. Like I said, it's just going to go back to what I said before. Anything is possible. I mean, it could be one way, right, and then when you think about it, it could be another. And you see something or hear something, and it could be a totally different direction. I was listening to, I believe it was your last one with Kevin, and I think you asked him the question about the orbs and stuff, and I think that could be involved with the Bigfoot sightings. And the transparency and all that, I kind of lean more toward, but it's still, then again, there's that question is how, you know? So it just, like I say, it could be either way.
Yeah, there are so many theories about the whole thing. You know, I tried to keep everything within the realm of the natural world that I was aware of, that I knew existed. And I tried to keep it there. Anything beyond that, if I experienced it, fine. Well, one day Linda and I experienced it. We went and did episode 9, Sasquatching. You watched it with the Omaha Indians on the reservation. Yeah. That place was something else. It was strange, crazy energy, strange feeling. It wasn't a good feeling. It was a very uncomfortable, like I'm about to be shocked at any moment feeling. Linda normally runs off and goes through the woods and just la-di-da, you know, and I'm looking around and she's gone. She was right by me then. So, I mean, so she felt it too. And we noticed it. And then I captured that EVP or whatever that was, that strange Navajo or whatever voice that was, Omaha Indian voice.
Yeah, that screaming was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet the camera didn't know justice either on that.
No, you saw it. Made us all stop and look. It was, that was definitely something. But hearing them talk about the cloaking and seeing the mists come through the woods and all the lights and the orbs, and then there are all these Sitonga, what they call it, these Sasquatch all around them while they're out there doing this. And there's, you know, 6 or 7 of these people, and I talked to every one of them. They all said the same thing about the same experience, and I believe them. Whatever they experienced is whether it was Sasquatch or not remains, you know, I don't know, but that's what they saw and it's what they experienced. So to say that these orbs and lights are in some way connected with this creature is not far outside the realm of possibility in my mind, just because of some of the things I heard and what I experienced myself. So I can say it. I don't know how they do it, what they're doing, if it's just there and they're drawn to it, or if it's something they're doing. I kind of think it's the former more than anything. I think it's stuff that's already there, and like maybe ley lines cross, or there's a powerful EMF in that area that's supplying some spiritual presence with enough energy to make itself known, and then the Sasquatch are just drawn to it. And I say that because I've heard so many stories about, spiritual activity ramping up, especially during electrical storms. The spiritual activity will ramp. I just told a story on the Shutter about that too. A girl from Connecticut, and that's what happened is they were seeing this whenever it was bad lightning outside. They would see this shadow person in their house and hear footsteps all through, and so there's something there with it. That's all I'm saying. There's a connection.
And they made it seem like it was so normal. It was just like almost but I could have been looking at it different too, but that's how I perceived it. And, it was a normal thing. And it was very interesting. It was very interesting. And you see a lot of parallels with their stories compared to other people. So it's real. I mean, you
can get used to anything, I suppose. I hate to say that. But if you're a kid growing up in a house, what are you going to do? Tell your mom and dad to move? No. Yeah. So you just kind of get used to that stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think, Daniela? What's the oldest location you've been to? Oh, wow. I may know this one.
I want to say the oldest one actually is probably this, what was it? I think this last one that I just put, the abandoned town, was probably the oldest, just due to the fact that it went back to pre-war, the Civil War era. So from what they say, I don't know if that's 100% true, but the Civil War era is probably about the oldest I've gone back to so far.
So around the 1860s.
Yeah.
That's pretty old. That's what are you working on now?
Well, we just got back from visiting a few towns about 3 hours away, and so we'll have some cool footages. We actually got lost, and we went down an old abandoned road. The camera showed it didn't look that bad, but I mean there was ruts. I mean we were driving a car, by the way, so it wasn't the best road to be on. And we stumbled upon this house. This house had to be like mid 1800s, late 1800s, Victorian style, not almost Victorian style, and it was just really cool. It was all boarded up. There was no way to get in there unless I started ripping panels off, but I don't do that type of stuff. I don't try to vandalize or anything. So I was able to get some good footage of going around the house. This house was 2 stories, all out of wood. I mean, it was just amazing. It was real pretty. I mean, to me, it was kind of like to get the blueprints of it and kind of build me one of those houses. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. So we actually got to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house that was in the Hollywood movie, not the actual house, but got to saw that, but wasn't able to get access due to being heavily guarded. At the time. Yeah, at the time it was. It had like, I don't know, 10 cameras up front. But that's what I'm working on right now. I'm really trying to get to these ghost towns and just try to film that, because when I went to this small blip on the map, little bitty town, I wanted to go to a little bit bigger one and just kind of experience that and see. So we actually headed out to go see this ghost town. We got down there and there's a population. I'm like, well, internet and all the information I got said it was abandoned. Why is there people here? so
you can't trust the internet.
You can't trust the internet. So, but at the same time, it is fun. So even going down there, we still got to see some cool stuff, got to film, got lost, had no internet connection, no service. It was just, but it's all fun. So, but yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Fun if you make it fun.
make it fun. Got to.
Yeah,
How
that's
far
not
are
as
you
fun.
prepared to travel?
Do what?
How far are you prepared to travel?
Well, depending on fundings, as far as it takes.
That's what
Got
we
So as
said.
far as it,
Jamie Correll, Rooted Expeditions. Have you ever filmed in Gettysburg?
no, but I have seen some videos of that place, and I want to go. That'd be definitely one on the bucket list to go for sure.
What is that? I don't actually know what that is.
The Gettysburg. It's supposed to be some war place. I think like a fort. You know, if
Right,
I
okay.
think that's
Yeah, it's
right.
Pennsylvania. It's
Yeah.
it's where the Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah.
50,000 men died there. Yeah.
That's a big I believe it was a big battle there. I still had to do a little bit more research about it, but I definitely know the place, and I would love to go there. That'd be pretty cool.
You ever saw? I've seen that movie. Remember the Titans with
Yeah.
Denzel Washington, and he takes the football team running. They run to that place, Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Because that's where they were at Gettysburg College, I think. And he's telling the story. 50,000 men died, blood on the ground right here. So that's the only reason I remember that. Because I remember that movie. So, well, all right. I guess we're taking some questions. We got about 19 minutes left in the show. We're trying to fill it out. This is a Bigfoot channel for all intents and purposes, but the researchers report is for researchers. It's for all kind of researchers. And like I said, I enjoyed what you were doing, and I'm hoping we can get you a little boost from this, and everybody will go and subscribe to Rooted Expeditions and check out what you're doing, and any help I can give you in that. If I know it, I'll give you all the advice I can. Because I've only been doing this for 2 years though, so.
Well, you're doing well. Your channel is amazing. You're a great storyteller. It's been a real blessing actually meeting you and you reaching out to me and helping me out. I mean, you've really helped me out when you didn't have to, and it's really helped me. And just that's why I tell people, let me know you've got ideas or to make something better, because there's always room for improvement. You're never going to be top notch. And so I believe there's always room for improvement. Even the best still improve. And
absolutely. I did the same thing. I made one of the last videos. I asked people, tell me what you want. And they did. I got like 14 emails I get all kind of advice. I had a guy, Roland. He may be watching right now. He's like a vocal coach. Did y'all see that behind me? I saw it. There's nobody in here but me. Linda's at work. Hunter's gone. Yeah, right there in the door.
Okay.
Just went. We'll have to rewind and watch that because I saw it. I know I saw it. I'm not going crazy. Just a little flash of shadow or
4230.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows when it's going to be? Yeah, something about that. Yeah, check 4230. Tell me if you see anything there. Go by the door. I just kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye. Could be my eyes playing tricks on me. I don't know.
I didn't even see anything. Well,
sit here and I'll be. Linda told me. I told her, I said, I'm gonna sage the house. Get that. She said, "Don't you dare! You leave her alone." So I can't do it anyway. If I did it, I'd be in big trouble. I forgot what I was saying now.
I'm looking back. I'm waiting. I'm looking back.
Oh, that's great.
I'll swear I saw a little something right there for sure. Right there where that white light is in the little doorway. This is my office here.
Was it a shadow?
Yeah, and that's down. That goes down into the kitchen. So I don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just got over. Did you see that? And I couldn't see anything.
Okay, good. It is playing tricks on me then.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a face to pop up.
It could be. I could have just been seeing things. I don't know. You guys let me know. But yeah, I was talking about Roland, the vocal coach, and he was giving me, because I'm doing the narrations now on the new channel, and he was, telling me things that I needed to do that he thought I should do that would improve, like facial muscles and all this. And I'm sitting here. I'm glad you can't see me while I'm doing the narration. So I'll just say that much because I'm trying to do this. Elvis does his lip, the lip thing, and I'm trying to do all he he's saying there's certain muscles in your face, you just got to find it. And I'm sitting here looking like an idiot, got my face all distorted and contorted in different ways, trying to. I'm like, oh, Kerry, just read the thing. Just read it, tell the story. You look stupid right now. So I thought about doing that, actually setting up the camera, that camera right there, and film myself reading it and just kind of put that little cartoon thing to it and see how that worked out. But I don't know. We'll see. You guys may get to see that. Get the ghosts and flowers, huh, Lane? Okay, Miss Lane, I'll do that.
I just had to have another look. Maybe there was some. I don't know. I didn't need to look at it on a big screen. I'm just looking back for some questions.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. We kind of got off track a little bit. We had a little bit of a roll going here, and I just totally and completely messed it up. Sorry.
Well, I think the narrations are great. I think you're doing a great job. You can, listening from, back, your first ones or the ones that I saw, and to your newest ones. I mean, it gets better and better. And it definitely grabs you. That's the thing. And nowadays our attention span is so small. I mean, you really got to grab you and hold on to you. And I think you do very well on the stories. So,
well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Need to get all the Bigfoot Odyssey subscribers to go over there, and then we'll really be in shape. I saw this one from Bradley. Do you know of any sightings, DeSoto near Wiggins? Yes, absolutely. I had a lady call me one night. Her name is Sandy, and she's like right in that area. She was freaking out. She was talking about she had just seen the thing. She had gone out. She had found a footprint in her yard, like several, but one really clear, like a huge 18-inch footprint, right? Well, they have a chicken coop that's got, had like 10 or 12 chickens in it. And she comes in and she's calling me, freaking out. She had just seen the thing, and I'm like, just calm down. Tell me what you saw. Well, she was putting her daughter. She lives on this, like close to her parents, like the next door, the house down, like 100 yards away or something like that. It's not far. Well, she took her daughter over there and was going back to her house and she went up on the porch and she heard something, went inside, grabbed a flashlight, like a bright beam flashlight, shined around and shined this thing standing by the chicken coop. She said it was as tall as the chicken coop, which is a little over 8 feet tall. Yeah, she said it was scraggly looking though. It wasn't like really huge. It was kind of thin, like a tall basketball player, is what she said. And matted hair, and it was like really long hair, as you could see the skin. She saw it like from like the whole thing standing there. And as soon as it did, she had just ducked away and left. But yeah, that was right close to Wiggins where she saw that. And this was just last summer, I think, when she called me. So yes, the answer is yes. Wow. DeSoto National Forest. And I think any national forest you go to, if you look closely enough, you're going to find sign of those creatures there. Absolutely. All right, we got 12 minutes. What we got?
What equipment are you using? Cameras have you got?
Oh yeah, good question.
Really? Yep. Good old faithful iPhone XR. That's what I'm using right now. It does it pretty good. Pretty good job. I know there's definitely, like I said, there's room for improvements. I just use a simple tripod with a little LED attachment light. I don't have a boom mic yet. Like I said, I'm just starting out. Funds are tight, especially in these times right now. So I'm trying to make the best as I can right now. But yeah, I'm using my old handy dandy phone.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's all about developing, isn't it, yourself and experimenting before you start splashing out on big equipment. Get to learn what you're interested in, what you're doing, and then you can, put more into it when you've got money to get better equipment. But it's all an experiment experimental stage, isn't it? We're always experimenting and learning, and as we go along with this kind of thing, I do with my photography and the stuff I like to do. It's like you never stop learning and trying to improve. So there's nothing wrong with using a phone to start with.
Well, I'll tell you what Bigfoot Odyssey is going to do. We had 2 cameras left, 2 of the 4K, digital 4K cameras, the body cams, the action cams that were not spoken for. So I was going to leave it up to the chat as long as everybody doesn't mind, since they're the ones that paid for it. We're going to send the whole setup to you guys, Zach. It's 4K. It's waterproof. It's a really nice camera, and it's got a shoulder mount you can use, or you can hold it actually.
Wow.
Digital, holds 32 gig. No, a 64. No, it holds a 256 gig card, and I got external battery packs for it. So Bigfoot Odyssey is going to send you one of these. I've got one boxed up, ready to go to the full package, ready to go to Taylor Cook. Yeah, North Carolina Sasquatch Watchers. They were getting one. Jeff Friend was going to get one. I got one box ready to go to him. I just got to get some money and send it to him.
Wow.
Just
So
wait.
there you go, Zach.
There you go. Now you'll have a real camera.
Well, kind of caught off guard there.
Yeah, and it's 4K. It's 4K too, so it takes a good image. It's got an image stabilizer on it. It's easy. Comes with a little watch. It's that's got a screen on it. So when you have it on your shoulder,
yeah,
you can see where the camera it hooks to the watch through Wi-Fi. So you can turn the camera this way and look at the watch and see what you're pointed at. But for what you're doing, you can actually film with your phone and just have the shoulder strap mount on with this thing right here, and just be like an action cam for you guys. So there you go. We got you. There's you a good camera right there.
Thank you
for the
so
show.
much.
Absolutely.
Wow.
We didn't have a home for it now. We were giving it away anyway. So now we have a home, and we have one more to give away. So
wow.
There we go.
Appreciate the support. That's going to really help a lot too, and open more doors for more things too. I really appreciate that. Yeah,
absolutely. And we've got one more. Like I said, we got one more to give away, and I don't know why I haven't even thought about it here lately. But you guys give me some suggestions of who might need it, and we'll send it to them. So we got one going to Rooted Expeditions. All right. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. Now.
That was good timing then.
It was perfect timing. We have it. You guys need it.
Anything else you need, Carl?
I got another truck.
It's not magic.
Oh, wow.
You're the next contestant on Bigfoot Odyssey. We've given away a lot of cameras and recorders and night vision equipment and stuff. Over in the last 2 years, we've given away quite a lot of stuff that, of course, when Lynn and I were both working, people would send us money, and we just saved it and bought cameras and sent it to researchers that needed it. And so all it does is help the subject for us. All you got to do is just promise you'll do something paranormal with. No, I'm just kidding.
We've got footage on it.
I am going to do a testimonial video on that, a documentary. And I just don't know quite. It did come to me to do a documentary on that, and do it on the paranormal stuff. The encounters that I have done, because right now, just this last 2 weeks, I've been getting a lot of people reaching out to me, or just a few people reaching out, but and it's always the same question: why don't you do ghost hunting? Why don't you do ghost hunting? I mean, have you done ghost hunting? And I kind of want to do a video. I just don't know how I'm going to quite do that yet, and maybe I just kind of feel like I should wait on it just a little bit longer. But I am definitely going to do a video on it and explain why I don't do that type of channel. And not saying that I'm not going to go to these haunted places, because I've already been to haunted places to explore. and my point was just to get there to explore. So, but I do look forward to doing a testimonial video on that, or documentary, I should say.
Cool. Someone was asked if we were going to Florida. Yes, we're going to go to Florida. You know, I had 6 of these cameras, and one thing I learned when we were out there, it's too many. We don't need that many. All we need is 3. So I still have the 3, and then we'll give those away once the Florida trip is done. So we had these. We had these actually 4 to give away because we had 7 of them. So all I need is 3. Those 4 can go now. I still have 1 left, like I said, to give away. But yeah, we're still doing the Florida trip. It's still on. I still got all this equipment sitting right here beside me.
Cool.
Just got to get through coronavirus first.
No.
Just going back to what you're saying, Zach, it feels like the two kind of go hand in hand, don't they? Old abandoned places and some sort of energy left there from whatever, and kind of like you're going to bump into it, aren't you? You're going to bump into something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it's, you know, it's, I don't, yeah, and that's how it feels. But I'm, you know, I'm actually, I feel like I'm on the other side of it now. But yeah, it's just something that I do expect, something that I do kind of, it's not something that I go in there knowing, hey, okay, this is what it is. You know, I just have that in the back of my mind going, okay, there's some stuff that could happen. And, you know, there's, you know, a couple places that we've been to that literally I just feel like somebody was just down my neck, just staring at me, you know, but not literally breathing down my neck, but just staring at me from a distance. And so it just immediately I just start praying and I'll feel better. I do know that, you know, I am coming at it at a different angle. So I know there's going to be a little bit rougher because it has been rougher, but in a good way. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, I'm on the other side of it now. So yeah. It's pretty cool.
I'm going to send you a link. Actually, there's a guy in the UK who goes around old abandoned asylums and old mental hospitals and stuff like that. And he doesn't film, but he takes amazing photographs inside of these old buildings. And it's not a paranormal or anything like that. He just goes in because he wants to look at the history, and you might be interested. I'll have to dig it out and find out. And I'll get a link to you.
Please. Yeah, I'd love to check it out.
To look, yeah. Yes, the link is in the description. It's Rooted Expeditions.
Rooted Expeditions. Make sure you go straight there and subscribe as soon as the show's over. Or go do it now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go do that. Subscribe to Rooted Expeditions. It's it's as soon as I saw that video, I don't know. There was something about it that I don't know. It was a positive feeling. I don't know. Intuition is a real thing. You guys were just talking about that. You feeling somebody looking at you, you can do that. You look at somebody long enough, they'll turn and look right back at you. It's just one of those things. You know, it is a real thing. And when I saw your video, I just had to contact you. So let's get this guy on here. We'll help him out. We'll do our best. We'll try to get him going. So you wouldn't have commented, I'd have never checked it out. So it's good to comment sometimes. I love reading people's comments.
That's always good.
Yeah. Just having a look through any more. Andy gone fishing. Go explore the Stockyard Hotel in Fort Worth. Haunted. I'm not sure he's right bothered about haunted, are you?
Trying to get away from that stuff, I think. Yeah. If it happens to be haunted, you're going to tell the story, though, right? You're not going to go looking for ghosts.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, you know, the last one I went to that was haunted was the Goat Man's Bridge there in Denton, Texas, and they said, I don't know if this is true, but just from reading, they said that they stopped selling cats around the pet stores around there because so many sacrifices were being done out there. I don't know how much that was true or not, but like I said, when I got out there, I definitely could feel a presence. I mean, it was pretty dark and I had to shut the camera off to pray. I don't really like to pray over the camera and try to be in the spotlight because that's just something intimate between me and God. Sure. But yeah, there was many times I had to pray out there and just stop.
Well, I think we made it. We actually made it. So we did. You did good, Zach. Thanks for coming on here, man.
Well, thanks for inviting me. That was
Absolutely.
amazing, and for the gift and the blessings. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to get some good use. You're using your phone now, and that's a tragedy. Yeah, I got
Well,
a
yeah.
ton of SD cards. I'm gonna send you a full package.
Wow.
It'll be good. But yeah, go and subscribe to Rooted Expeditions. Make sure you go and subscribe to Hidden Existence, Daniela's channel, because I'm gonna tell you guys what's gonna happen here. Bigfoot Odyssey research reports backing up. Only going to be 1 day a week, only on Wednesdays. We're dropping the Saturday show after the 29th. The 29th will be our 100th show. It's going to be a 2-hour special. So far, we've got Justin Turnipesky from Mountain Beast Mysteries coming. Ron Moorhead said he would show up. Going to try to get Wes Germer. I'm pretty sure he'll show up for a while. Tony Merkel.
Brent.
Yeah, Brent and Don. As a matter of fact, Brent and Don from Paranormal Portal have their 2-hour show tonight, 9:00 p.m. Central, 7:00 p.m. Pacific tonight. Paranormal Portal. Make sure you show up over there and go subscribe to the new narration channel. It's just me. Ain't nobody but me. Just my little voice telling stories. It's called The Shudder. SHUDDER. Not like the shutters you shut over the window. Just the rabbit run over my grave kind of shudder. That's the best way I can explain it. So, I know I had people that were typing it in wrong and couldn't find it. So yeah, there's a channel called Shudder that's got a ton of subscribers, but that's not me. We are The Shudder. And let's do this. Where is it, Daniela? You got it? Where is that thing?
I've been putting it up all night.
Have you?
I'm going to put, yeah.
Not the link, the picture of what the avatar looks like.
Why isn't it there?
I don't know. Why isn't it there? It was there earlier.
You put it there. Did you put it there?
You had it up there. Oh well.
I've got it. It's okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got it.
I got it. Boom.
There it is. That's what it
Yes.
looks like. That's yeah, cool little animation there that I got lucky and created. So thank you so much for doing that. Go check out those stories. Thank you again, Zach, for showing up here, man. We'll get
Thank you, guys.
some shows under your belt and come back.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, guys.
Cool.
Y'all been
Absolutely.
awesome.
I'm sorry, once a week. Yeah, we are going to once a week. We're doing our 100th show on Wednesday the 29th. After that, Daniela, you guys are going to have a show because Daniela's picking up the slack. She's going to be having picking up the slack on her channel
On the Saturday.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
So you still have a show on Saturday. It'll just be on Hidden Existence instead of Bigfoot Odyssey. So we're going to get back to doing the Odysseys, and I've got the channel for telling the stories. We're going to get back to our roots here, and we'll still do, like I said, once a week here, which is enough for us. And Daniela will have the Saturday show also. Yeah. So
Cool.
but Zach, thanks for coming, man.
All right, thanks, buddy.
I'll be
Thanks,
hollering at you.
Thank you, Daniela.
Thank you, Daniela.
Y'all been-
Awesome as always. Hang around, Zach.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.